Over the next couple of minutes on this episode of The Journey with Lisa, the untold stories of cancer survivors and their past or present caregivers. I like to title this one, Father, I Thank You. Um, I was blessed to have a lot of great male role models in my life, starting with my father, the Reverend Willie Ray Smith. A lot of people know him as Ray. I didn't even know my father's first name was Willie until I was a little older. I found that out about my dad and my siblings that they had different names and what they were actually called, and it kind of moved on generations because now I'm the auntie that gets everybody. Everybody gets a nickname. Unless I named you, like my nephew, Kenton. No, no, no. The name is beautiful. So his name is Kenton. But everybody else gets a nickname. And I actually got that, believe it or not, from my church uncle. Everybody knows him as Uncle Jack. Uncle Jack used to call me quackness. Like, what is a quackness, Uncle Jack? Like, really? And every time he saw me, quackness. Yeah. And then my dad, after I got a little older, he started to call me a little bit because everybody in the family knew I wasn't growing anymore. And I was known as the shortest out of all my siblings and my god siblings. You'll hear me, speak about my god siblings in this episode as well. Um, I'm the shortest, but I pack a powerful punch, man. Because when I start talking, what I say goes, and my father knows it, and they talk about it. I know they do. And it makes me laugh because I know I was bad. Excuse my language, but I know I was bad as hell when I was a kid. I laugh about it now, but I tormented my brothers and sisters, my god sisters and god brothers too. I tormented their asses because I was the smallest and the shortest. They tried to take advantage of me, and I was also the smartest. Let that be known. One of the smartest. So they used to use me because I used to come up with plays. Like I used to let them know it's gonna work. Like we're gonna try this, and I guarantee you it's gonna work. And majority of the time it did, because I never got caught. They got caught, but I never got caught. So yeah, I was bad. But now, I can't speak about my dad without just talking about his endless efforts to continue to be better, a better dad, a better father and grandfather. Because he's not one to throw away his mistakes as if he's never made any. I remember writing something a couple of years ago for his birthday, and I entitled it, My Father with Purpose. And I was just explaining to him this timeline of a journey that experiencing him as a dad was no failure on his parts at all. Like, I respected him, I commended him for sticking through it. And since I've been on this cancer journey, he's been one of my greatest, if not my biggest supporters outside of my kids. My dad is, in fact, the epitome of what I desire. Probably why I was always dating older too. Sorry, because I love my dad. Like, I love my dad, y'all, which is why I can't deny my love for my stepfather, Stanley, and my godfather, Virgil. I had the most wonderful childhood because of the respectful men in my community and my family. So I really sought that when I was raising my girls and making sure they had strong men around them that they could trust, starting with my dad. We spin the circle a few times, starting with when I first found out I was pregnant with my oldest daughter because I was a teenager, still in high school. The worst year of my life, 'cause I went that whole year and I didn't speak to him. He didn't speak to me. So I felt like I failed him. So I've always had something to prove. Um, Unlike the rest of my siblings, my mother married a guy named Stanley Wood. I didn't get a chance to meet him prior to my mother marrying him. But since I've been on this cancer journey, I know without an ounce of a doubt that this man prays for me and he thinks about me and he wants what's good. So I appreciate him for that. As well as in speaking of my childhood, the parts and stories and wisdom and experience and guidance and structure I received from my godparent. I can't dare leave my godfather out of this, Pastor Virgil Smith, Virgil D. Smith. If I don't believe that anybody has prayed for me and thought about me and called my name out since I've been on this cancer journey and even before then, I know these three men have. My dad is, my dad has a form of cancer himself. He has sickle cell anemia, blood cancer. Used to be considered rare, but not anymore because it's very prominent in the African American community. Not to say other ethnicities hasn't been diagnosed with it, because it has. And it's possibly because they have a gene that caused that to happen. But this journey has not been easy and it's not meant for everybody, but I think he understands because I've kind of been like a sickly kid my whole adult life. I can remember um, one of the situations where I really started to look at my dad a little bit differently and understand his journey a little bit better, he had got sick. Like, I was scared. So I took him to the emergency room. Me and his wife on the phone, just going back and forth. It's funny. Same situation kind of happened between my mom and I, but anywho, um, his wife and I kind of going back and forth because I told her like I'm supposed to be at work, but I can't leave him. And she said, okay, just let me know how it goes. And I went on to screw up his medication situation, but not screw it up as giving him wrong medication, but um, my dad didn't have any insurance, so we were paying for a lot of stuff out of pocket. But he didn't care. He just trusted that somebody was going to make sure he was good. And I would like to think that that created the current situation between my dad and I now that he's able to take care of me. And I respect the position of my mother's husband, my stepfather, Stanley, and my godfather, Virgil, for allowing him to do so and still having his back. During my stays at my mother's house, mm, she would make a little side comments because Stanley ain't gonna let me go hungry. Everybody in the house can go hungry but me. And they made sure I ate because everybody was making sure I was good. He also made sure I was comfortable and I didn't need anything because my mother worked crazy hours. So he would get back to the house knowing I was there. So I appreciate him. Told. And then there's my godfather, Pastor Virgil D. Smith. Man, you're amazing. I feel like I'm the luckiest girl in the world because you have biological children that you love. And I know you love them because you show them. And yet you still choose to love me. And you do. You and my mama Brenda, like, never in my life felt like because you guys had biological children, I had to be singled out. Y'all used to beat y'all kids because of me. Kim used to get towed up. If Kim did anything to me and my Brenda found out, Kim got a whooping. She ain't get a spanking. Kim got a whooping. And I used to sit back in the corner and just laugh. Like, yep, that's what you get for messing with me. They won't let anybody mess with their Lisa. Still don't. Although I mess with everybody, they don't let nobody mess with me. It's almost like my nephews and my nieces do me today. If they call their Aunt Lisa, they know that Aunt Lisa gonna be good because she gonna take care of it. They know they can't fight their parents, so they'll call their Aunt Lisa because they're like, we can't fight you, but Aunt Lisa can. So they'll call me when they're mad at their parents. I know I ain't saying that was right. I mean, nothing that I've ever said was, or nothing that I'm saying that I'm expecting for people to agree with me. I mean, I did it. What I loved most was getting a phone call, and it was one of my siblings on the other end calling me because one of my nieces and nephews were acting up. And I'm like, that's your kid. That's your child. And then I hear Daddy Virgil in the background. Is that Aunt Lisa? Get him, Aunt Lisa. Get him. Nah, y'all ain't gonna be ganging up on my nephew and my nieces. Yeah. Walk down the sidewalk, staring. So my father would drive up and take me to my treatment and just sit there all day. He'd go back and forth. He'd go outside. He'd say, man, Washington, D.C. is wild. Because he'd be out there people watching. And I'm like, Daddy, this not the country. I be thinking to myself, like, Daddy, this not the country. It's not the same type of folks. But he'd be cool. He's a chameleon. He get along and get around with almost anyone and talk to just about anybody. Nobody is a stranger to him. But that doesn't mean he's not watching his surroundings. I like to think that that's where I get it from. Like, not a bad trait to have. Then he'll come back while they're detaching me and sit. Then he'll bring me home and he'll get on the road back to North Carolina. Whole time he's here, love it. Onyx loves him too. That's his grand dog, so he says. Um, just like that timeline of description I wrote to him a couple of years ago for his birthday. I want him to understand. No, you're not one to take a lot of photos, but I got a couple. I got videos of you and stuff. I appreciate you. I appreciate all three of you and all the men that I respect that have crossed me somewhere, in some form in my life. My brothers, Daryl, Virgil, and Elliot, also great fathers, although Elliot is not a biological father to any kid. Uncle Elliot is just like Aunt Lisa. Uncle Elliot gonna pull up. Uncle Elliot gonna show up. He does for my kids. Like, that's Uncle Elliot. And Daryl and Virgil standing behind. They ain't had number one girl. The two boys that have kids, they each have one girl. I don't believe in coincidences. That's a setup. And both of their girls are ruthless. Like my niece Chloe and my niece Janae, they don't play. Mm.
Can't hide what makes NJM Insurance great.
Uh, brother-in-law.
Policy
I
holders.
appreciate their ministry.
Scott's just great insurance. NJM.
And then my god brothers. Hmm. So I got this god brother, Michael Jones. Mike called me. Like, I'm thinking my brother got some encouraging words for me. Because Mike also a principal of a high school. I recommend that. African American men in education. Um, coming from my Uncle Jack. That's the one I told y'all about the nickname. Mhm. Yeah, he did. But Mike is my god brother. My god brother called me. He said, "Sis, I was listening to your story and I heard the music in the background." He said, "What in the what?" Boy, if I didn't laugh so hard, I almost cried. Mike got jokes, man. Hmm. But my brothers, I have a few. Lonnie, he gave me my nephew LT. Like Kenton, my nephew LT. I'm looking at his picture right now. That's my dog. That's my ace right there. Just he's such a lovable kid. And you can tell that he's loved because he's a boy and he rough though. Yeah, he rough. Hmm. But my brother Lonnie has a testimony, unlike no other. And I commend him for sticking it out. Being a father isn't easy. But your kids didn't ask to be here. And he shows up. And he's shown up for me. Lonnie's been around for a while, y'all. Birthday, graduation, support cookout. My brother Lonnie and Christmas, holiday. And then I got this guy brother, his name is David. I met David living here in DC while I was in school. I used to work for David. And then I used to work with him as Uncle DG. I went to the hospital the morning of my surgery. G was there. He was like, "You having surgery? All right, bet, sis, say no more." My moment with DG came when he and I both suffered a loss. my friend George and his nephew Keon. Keysarn. Very unique name. My loss was nothing compared to his, because his nephew was like his son. But I understood what it meant to see someone one day and they're gone the next. See someone 1 minute and they're gone the next second. That was the irony of the connection. Uncle Dietrich been showing up ever since. Don't let one of them nieces call him. Let one of my kids call David. Let me call him. I appreciate you, bro. But that shows me that there's still some great, great men out here. Some great fathers. Because I've had one show up for me on this journey that I can't grasp the words to explain it. Like my thoughts are going crazy. In a way, it's like it makes me feel in a moment because there's so many that I could name that has been there with me on this journey. I've already had the privilege of interviewing a few who's been on a journey themselves. And in the future, we'll interview more. But black men, I see you. Black men, I hear you. My daddy is a black man. My stepfather is a black man. My godfather is a black man. And Father, I thank you. I thank you all. In this episode of The Journey with Lisa, I just want to say thank you to all the fathers out there who continues to show up.
I got you.
She was spoiled, been spoiled ever since I can remember.
Until I came along.
I love you very much.
Say from day one. I'm serious. Every time you go to Toys R Us and buy everything in the lineup, including a 4-wheeler
No,
that she wasn't even big enough to drive.
Well, I told when me and Gail took her there, whatever she got in, that's what I would buy. And she wasn't big enough, but she got the biggest Jeep.
And I drove it out of the stove. And me and Maya been up in the van like this just for the room.
That's right.
But no, that ain't even the first trip, Dad. The first trip was when you came to Face It to finally meet her. And you and Mama went somewhere, I don't remember, and you came in the house with 20 bags talking about, I didn't know what the baby needed, so we just bought everything.
Well, but the first Christmas that her and Nyla, her and Ayana,
Nyla,
it was one with 2 grandchildren. And the apartment was full of gifts. And they had been spoiled. And it ain't the fact that I want to spoil my grandchildren. I want to set a standard in their lives to where if they want something, you have to earn it. And if you want nice things, you have to earn it. And I love you so much. I encourage you to be all you can be. And make Granddaddy proud of you, okay? And this is from me, your grandmama, and Mr. Stanley.
Aw, thank you.
You can always use cash.
Aw, thank you. I love you, Granny.
You too.
A healer, he is a waymaker, he is my Lord, he is my finances, he is my food, he is my taxes, he is my business, he is my Savior, he is my Lord, he is my healer, he I believe that he died.